Hello and welcome back to the channel, and welcome to episode 3 of building a tiny double O layout. So as you can see from the last one, we have got quite a bit done. We've got the ballasting done, start of some of the static grass, painted the hill, painted the road bridge up to the tunnel, and we've painted where the road's going to be roughly. Not sure if we're going to put down something else for the road, but gives a rough template of where it's going to go for now. So yeah, so this is episode 3 and let's begin. So today's first task is to add some static grass to the hill. So I'm just putting on some PVA glue, spreading it around then with the static grass applicator, just putting on the grass. So this has been something I've been thinking about for a while now. I'm going to add in a fake point / siding. Basically just to put a couple of wagons or a loco, which I'm not going to actually use, just so it's somewhere on the layout, because that adds a bit more scenery. So because I don't really have room to add a real point in, and I don't actually use it as a point, I'm just making up my own. So just scraping some ballast away from where the track's going to join it. It's not going to look the neatest, this. I've never done anything like this, but we just want to see how it looks. And my idea is to have a piece of track, spare track in the middle of the main line, looking like it's the piece of the point coming across, which will then hopefully look like it will join up with the siding, just hoovering all the loose ballast up. And then it's going to go roughly something like that. So it looks like there might be some sort of point there, and then we're going to add that section at the back, so that'll be my siding. It's not the most realistic looking, but hopefully when I've added the ballasting and all the scenery and everything around it, it'll look like an old siding which isn't very used very often, and just has a couple of old wagons, broken wagons, or maybe even the odd rusty looking loco in the siding. So just put some PVA glue down to stick the track down, and then at the front I'm just putting a couple of loose sleepers underneath, just so it looks like there's some sleepers there. You won't be able to see them very well anyway when I've ballasted, because I'm going to do the ballasting quite quick on this, because it's an old sign, so I'm going to put static grass over it and make it look old and dirty anyway. But yeah, so I'm just using PVA glue, and then I'll put some trap pins in as well to hold it in place. But it'll look something roughly like that. I might tweak it here and there, but it's never going to look great because the angle's never going to be ideal, because my layout's so small. I don't have any straights on here either, and the curves are really tight anyway. But hopefully it'll look okay. So roughly that's where I wanted it to be. So now I'm going to put some more glue down, put the other section of the siding down, and then we'll move on. Just got to stick now this little bit which is going to go in between the tracks to look like a point section. Just going to probably use a bit of PVA glue again, and then I might go over it with some watered down PVA just to make sure it's nice and secure. But as this is in the garage, it's really cold again. It's coming towards the end of November now, and the temperature's definitely dropped. So I've been taking this inside to dry overnight now, just to try and help. So somewhere around there. And just potentially now looks like there might be a point there, or on old siding. So moving on, at the front we're going to have a station. I'm just, again, the idea of this layout is just basically use stuff I've already got. Basically save being in a cupboard, I might as well actually use it. So if I move my arm out of the way so you can actually see. So I'm just filling in some of the gaps now around the station where I want some more static grass. So again, same process as earlier, just spread it around with glue. This cheap PVA glue. And then static grass applicator comes out, put it over again. I'm just waiting for my layering spray to come, so then I can actually layer up the grass with some different colours and different lengths, because it's all 2mm at the minute. So again, I'm using my grass. This is a slightly different colour now, so this is the autumn colour. So I'm going to mix that in with some of the summer grass, both same length, both 2mm, just to see if it changes the colour, any difference, if it actually makes a difference or not. So I'm just going to put that in the static grass applicator, and then we'll put it on. Just brushing any loose stuff, because I can reuse that. Yeah, let that dry, and then we'll see how it looks later on. So I'm going back to the point area now. The track's dried in place, so I'm just going to add some ballast to it now. Same method as done before. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. So spreading it out with a brush, and then with a smaller brush, I'm going to just remove anything that's over the sleepers too much. And then with this, I've got some brown, sort of muddy sort of stuff. I'm just going to try this. I've never used this. I'm just going to put this over here and just see what sort of thing. And then I'm going to put some grass over it, but not fully, so you can see some of the brown stuff. It'll make it look like a muddy patch. So we're just going to try this in this section, just see how it goes. So same method as with the ballasting. Spread it out with a brush, and then with 50% water, glue, and a bit of washing up liquid, we'll seal it into the board. So while that dries, moving on, we're going to look at now the road bridge to the tunnel. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to paint the top the same colour as the road which is on the layout. I've still not decided if this is the colour I want. I might add a bit of texture to it, I might darken it, might lighten it, I'm not 100% sure, but for now, as long as it all sort of looks the same colour and consistent, then we'll go for that for now. So quick, just light. I'm going to give it a couple of coats, so it doesn't need to be neat and tidy, this one. And then we will then wait for that to dry, and then we will put some static grass on either side to make it like a hill, add fencing, maybe some road markings, and then we can finally put the bridge in its place, stick it down, and then we are done. So another job I've been able to crack on with is I'm going to add now some more of the brown sort of ballasty soil thing just around the other side of my siding. So I've done one side, so I'm just giving it a sweep just to make sure no debris is there. And then with the PVA glue, same as I did before, I'm just going to spread this around, so pour it on, and then with my old rubbish paintbrush, just going to spread it out a little bit. I'm not going to go as much as on the other side, I'm just going to do just slight run round. So just spread it out, and then pour over the brown ballast, and then we'll be done. So while that dries, I'm going to now put my station sort of roughly in place. So all it is some old Scaledale steps, platform steps and some ramp. Obviously steps aren't going to face that way towards the track, I'm going to have them the other way around. But so I'm just going to look now at adding some foliage just around this section of the track, so just to break it up from like the car park and the railway. There will be a fence there, but so I'm just going to put some PVA glue down again, my best friend on this railway build. Now with the station out the way so I don't catch it, I'm going to just put some green foliage down, slightly different to the static grass. This is thicker stuff, more like bushy sort of material, just to break the two scenes up. So this is olive green, got this from Tony's rugby train store, weren't very expensive, about £4 a bag maybe, something like that, might not even been that much actually. But all I'm doing is just putting it down into the glue, pressing fairly firm so the glue has a chance to take it, and then I'll leave this to hopefully set overnight, and then I'll come back tomorrow and maybe add a little bit more. So I'm going to add a little bit in front of the hill as well, because as you can see there's a bit of a white sort of section between the hill, the ballast and the track, and also it breaks it all up quite nicely as well. So the final job I'm going to do before letting this all dry is I've got a piece of old track here which I'm going to have on the scenery. So with railways you always see bits of sleeves and track just lying around, but obviously it's going to be a bit rusted because it's old, it's going to be stuck in the next to the siding. So I'm just using this orange sort of enamel paint just to put it on. I don't want to go thick, I just want to take the shine off this track because this is the spare flexi track. So I just want to make it so it looks a bit dirty, a bit old, and then once it's dry I can stick it into my siding. So hopefully the camera's picking this up, but it's going to give it a proper nice orange tinge. It might come out quite strong to start with, but once it's dried it'll just take the shine away, which is what I'm looking to achieve. And while the brush has got that paint on, I'm going to now go over the siding and do exactly the same thing. So it's a siding, it's not used very much, it's not kept tidy, kept clean. It's going to be a bit of rust, a bit of dirt. So I'm just going to add this on, not all of it, more towards the back end and the middle section of the siding. Obviously you might not be able to see this anyway because I'm going to have some couple of old wagons or an old loco, something anyway, just to add a bit of scenery, something a bit different. But I know it's there, and then if I don't have anything there then it'll be quite nice. So I'm going to blend that in. I also then going to add some sort of long grass there just to show that it's not kept in a good condition as well. Then I'm going to dirt it up a little bit more with I've got some dirt wash which I'm going to put over it as well, but I'll do that another time. Then like all jobs on the railway, it's again letting it dry and then coming back to it another time. So thank you for watching, hopefully you've enjoyed the video. The next episode should be the same time next week hopefully. If you haven't already, subscribe so you don't miss out, like the video, and hopefully next video we'll have some trains actually running. So cheers for now.